Hi guys, today Maddie and I are going to be chatting a little bit about heartworm disease. So Maddie's going to get us started.
Dr. Denny, what is a cat heartworm?
So a cat heartworm is the same thing as dog heartworms. So heartworms are heartworms. Doesn't matter who they bite, where they live, a heartworm is a heartworm. So one type of parasite.
What is an internal parasite?
So an internal parasite is anything that lives inside of you. So if you've seen that show The Monster Inside of Me, that's a really great example. It's anything that lives and sets up shop where it's in your body. So I call them not nice friends. So intestinal parasites, heartworms, tick-borne diseases, blood-borne diseases, fungal diseases, anything that can be internal that is like a parasite is an internal parasite.
How does a cat get heartworms?
They get them by being bit by a mosquito. So you can imagine living here in Houston, we have lots of mosquitoes. Like our state bird's the mockingbird, and maybe it should be the mosquito.
Can a cat pass heartworms to another pet or person?
It's a really great question. So no, your cat is actually not the favored host for heartworm disease. The dog is where we really get all of our transmission. The cats, you usually are only going to have one or two worms that live in their hearts. It is super serious and detrimental because they're not supposed to be those hosts. But no, it's the dog where we're going to get all of our transmission. Funny enough, I do believe I heard something about a seal that had passed away, and they had done a necropsy and they found a heartworm in that seal. That was years ago, but I thought that was really interesting. So here we are thinking mosquitoes are only going to bite dogs and cats, and then we pop up with a seal.
How common are heartworms in cats?
So they're not, I think this is kind of like a tough question to ask, because how often are we actually testing for them? Probably not as often as we should. I think that it is probably less common than dogs, but more common than we think. So it still happens, particularly here and also in Louisiana. Just high endemic heartworm areas, we're going to be higher risk.
What is the life cycle of a heartworm, and how will this information be beneficial to my cat?
Okay, so I'm not going to go through the long stage of heartworm, because to tell you the truth, it's like an entire page. Like if you look at a life cycle, if you look this up, there are so many larval stages, it's insane. Like the heartworm, it's amazing that it has gotten a foothold. There are so many larval stages, like L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, like it's insanity. But I think the most important part about this life cycle and about the heartworm prevention that we currently have on the market is out of this massive life cycle, we can only kill 2 of the larval stages, 2 out of so many. That's huge, and that is why it's so important to make sure you give your heartworm prevention every single month on the same day every month, because it takes 6 months. That's a 6-month life cycle. In that 6 months, who knows when you were bit by a mosquito, and who knows how long it took the larva to make its way through the skin and into the bloodstream on its life cycle. So it's so vitally important that we're giving heartworm prevention on the same day every month, because we only get 2 chances. You get 2 chances to make sure that your cat, your dog, doesn't get heartworms.
Can my indoor cat get heartworms?
100%. So let's pretend that, I spend a lot of my time inside. Yeah, I like the outside, but I feel like I live in the clinic. So I'm inside all the time. And so I don't go outside that often. But I still get bit by mosquitoes inside, because there are doors and mosquitoes come inside. They come inside all the time, especially in the springtime, when if you live here in Houston, you're gonna understand they cluster around your front door waiting to ambush, and there's tons of them. And of course they get into your house. And when they get into your house, there are only a couple options, right? There's humans, dogs, cats. 3 options for a blood meal. What is the mosquito gonna do? We're gonna bite whatever's gonna give us a meal, because to survive. So yes, of course, you are at risk even if your cat is inside. All right, guys, I hope this helped answer some questions that you might have about cats and heartworm disease. If you do have further questions, or you suspect that your cat may have heartworm disease, please give us a call and we can get you set up with an appointment. Thanks, guys.